everybody. Welcome to today's stream. Today we are going about playing around with some N64 control sticks. I was able to get one of Project's Renaissance um, steel bowls for the N64 controller. I wasn't able to get the stick itself, but I figure with that and the brand new N64 stick that I got from Osaka, the Nintendo Store Gachapon Osaka store, I should be able to put something together and hopefully it doesn't wear itself out or it wears itself out way less than what I've currently been dealing with. So I'll show you that in just a few seconds here. I'm just trying to get a few other things set up. It's a little bit different when I do these IRL streams, I guess, and the repair streams because I've got 3 channels that I'm trying to monitor the chats for, and I'm only able to pipe 2 of them to my OBS feed. So as of right now, I haven't found another solution. So we just gotta copy this here, get that sent out. But otherwise, wherever you're watching from, one of the 2 YouTube channels or Twitch itself, I hope that you sit down, relax, and can enjoy the stream. Okay, so we can move. This can go down here. This can go over here. Oh, no, come back. Shit. I've done screwed it up, Jim. Okay, we're going to pop this open, and this is going to go here. I'm going to pop this open. This is going to go over here. This is our little test suite. I'm going to make a new little scene here. We're going to call this N64 Controller. If I'm in the right window. And we're X. Okay, so now you can hear me and you can see me. We're going to add. What else are we going to add? We don't want display capture necessarily. We want source capture. Window capture, maybe? This is going to be simple 64. So let's get that set up. Select a window to capture. Automatic capture cursor. Okay, so we have that, but it doesn't seem to be displaying anything. Well, that's not good. Let's see how we can properties. There we go. Now we've got the info. Make that a little a little bigger. We can put me down here. Shrink me up a little. Shrink me up before you go, girl. And then we want another video. Where's that? Just gonna look over and check the chats, make sure nothing's going on over there. A video capture device. That's the HD. Is it this one? Webcam? Logitech. You would have thought I would have named it Brio. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we're gonna stick that one. I'm gonna rename this one Brio. Top down. Okay, so that can chill here. This little window can chill here. The OEM ideals is that the stick on this teal one here, teal and clear, is very close to that. But you can see, whoop, right here, if I can finger it properly, it wiggles just a little bit. It's got a little bit of slack in there. This one is the one that I want to test next. It's what I've been using for the last month, 2 months playing Zelda randomizers, and it is quite a bit looser than the one that I got in Japan. The one that I got in Japan, I haven't opened and cleaned. I might have cleaned it. I don't think I've lubed this one at all. And this one here, I've cleaned and lubed multiple times. It's still just wearing out. So that's where I'm hoping this will come in handy. This little box here. And you know what? I might shrink down this window just a little bit so we can get maximum viewage on that. And this one is the brand new one from Osaka, Japan, from the little gachapon machine. And the stick is flawless. Like there is hardly any movement, whereas this one has a little bit of movement, and this one has even less. It's somewhere in between those two. So that's kind of what we're dealing with, and it's a never-ending battle. It's unfortunate that I wasn't able to get the metal stick, but we're going to try and work and see what we get. And I'm going to eat pizza and drink coffee, and it's going to be delicious. I wonder if I add the mm, oh, I want this one under everything, and I want it moved up. Oh. So I could talk to you like this. All right. I think we'll live with that for now. I think it's funny enough. We've got audio, we've got all of that. So, um, what are we gonna start with? What are we gonna do? I'm gonna eat a delicious piece of pizza. Thank you, Pizza Hut. Okay, good. And I can move this around wherever I want. Okay, so 85s across the board is OEM ideal. This is what I have 80. This is on the teal controller. So this one. This one's 85, 84, 82, and 81 on the right. So it's pretty good, but it's got a little bit of wear. I guess if you're tilting right on the left side of the bowl, it's got some wear there. So the stick might be fine. It might just be bowl wear on this one. But I do want to try the purple controller now and see how bad that is. So let me write that down. That teal was teal/clear was 85 up, 84 down, 82 left, and 81 right. So a very good stick on that one that I got from Japan for like $30. So not bad. Okay, so now we're going to do purple. We're going to do the test sample here. We're going to discard these. So neutral, A, up, A, upright, A, right, A, down, right, A, down. Just trying to make sure I do them all correctly and as accurately as I can on this. Okay, so right again seems to be the one that's failing. So purple's not too bad. Seems like up is the one that doesn't wear out the most, which is odd, but what do I know? So, all right, 85 up, 84 down. Okay, those are the same. But now our left is 85, which is really good. But our right is 80. And on our teal one, it was 85, 84, 82, 81. This one's 85, 84, 85. So this stick is actually still good. It's not a bad one, except for when you go right. So I wonder if that's why I was having a harder time doing that right jump. So this stick itself might be good to use, but I might have just shredded that part of the bowl. And I'm assuming that since I lubricated this one right when I got it from, well, it was used from Japan, but when I got it, it was still pretty tight. Probably comparable to the teal one that's on the bench here. But I think this is the one that I'm going to tear apart and make my main one with that steel bowl. Because with the steel bowl, there shouldn't be any wear there, and there'll only be wear on the plastic stick over time, which should be far less because hopefully there'll be less powder plastic mixed in with the lubricant, turning that into like a wet sandpaper. So let's we're gonna go into getting that torn apart, and I'm hoping that I can use this stick and if not, the stick and the things. But I know this one's designed around the potentiometer one that's in the what's that one called? The Nintendo Switch Online controller. So a little bit different because it has different gears. Now, if those gears line up with the original um, pinhole gears of the decoder rings, great. Then it's beautiful, and we'll get both to work. Um, Hang on, who's pinging me? Oh, the spiffing Brit. Get out of here. Okay, so that's that. So we know we got that and that. So we're gonna see if this improves at all or not. Uh, okay, we gotta look back there for that one. So we're gonna leave this gachapon thing there. Let's take a look at this from Rocket Gaming. These parts are expensive. Like the metal stick, I'm surprised that they're still sold out, or they sold out that fast, but they are like expensive. But here's that nice polished metal bowl. And I've got my super lube, so we're going to put a little bit of that in there once we get to that part. So for starters, we'll take this apart and give it a good cleaning. Hello? Oh, no, that's the right type of screwdriver. These are just very tight screws, so I'm going to have to use a little bit more force. I don't know, maybe I didn't open this yet at all, so this is still its inaugural opening. I know I didn't want to use it too much without at least putting the lube in the stick, so I thought I would have opened that, but maybe. Oh my goodness. I need better screwdriver. Nope. Where's my actual screwdriver? There it is. This one might fit in there better. Yeah, that gives way better contact. I don't even know who made this one. I just found it somewhere. And it might have even came out of one of the junkyard cars. But it's a good little screwdriver. So I will take that any day of the week. Right, I forgot. With this headset, it likes to shut off if you're talking, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to read that as an input. If you're not listening to anything, it likes to kick you out. So I'm going to go into, I'm going to go listen to something here. Just put something on in the background for me. It'll probably be some 80s synthwave mix, because those are dope. Actually, what's that one that I was listening to the other day? Where did I put that? Entertainment, maybe? Yeah, this one. Pop that open. Put that in your pipe. Oh, hey, Sackhammer. Finally found your stream again. Well, I've been doing video streams or video game streams the last little while. I haven't done any technical streams or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the channels, but might have to Might have to. Well, you subscribe to one or both of them, so it's good to see you in chat. I'm glad to see you here. You must be on the top tier project stream or channel for that one, because that chat's coming all the way over here. So, and the one that I have over here is from Top Tier VG and on Twitch and YouTube. I wasn't able to pipe my projects chat into that same stream, so. But we got you here. Glad to have you hanging around. Hopefully I didn't miss you, and hopefully you're hearing the thanks. All right. So let's continue on with dismantling this crispy controller. So we'll go and get this going here. Yeah, crack this one out. And then the last two screws up here. Now make sure this is disconnected before I go any further. Now you get to look at the big hairy hand up close. So let's get this zoomed out. Okay, that's out. We're going to tear that apart. I just want to pull up. Yeah, there we go. I'll move this over. Move this over here. That way I can at least see the chat going on over here. There. Now I can see all three of them right over here. And hopefully I can acknowledge the chatters as they come in. All right. So we got this separated. I'm going to want to go give this a little bit of a wash. It's fairly clean, but not fully. And then these are good. We can just pop these up and out. I don't think there's any screws holding this board down. Just here. So there's a little pull tab. This side seems to be releasing a little bit better than the other. It's got a little leeway for the Z trigger. And then this will pop right out. But my nail is not as strong as it could be, so I'm not going to split it open. I'm going to use a metal tool to just pry this out. There we go. Nice and easy. So now we'll wiggle this out and around. And straight up. And this is a very clean controller, all things considered. So, and I mean, with just the way this, how good the stick was, it probably wasn't used very much. And I mean, with the color variants and whatnot, it's, yeah, because even here, even on these buttons, the wear marks that you normally get on them, there's nothing. So this thing was hardly used. And like I said, with the color variants, that makes sense. And with how good the stick was and how little it wiggles, like it was definitely used a little bit, but not as heavily as like mine back in the day. That was like every day for years. It had that sick use. All right, let's go here. And we will pop these over. Okay, we'll pop this over here. Somebody screech? What the hell was that? Was there a car accident outside or what? Sometimes these noise canceling headphones are too good. Hey, Nexi Novus, how's it going? I'm doing well. Hope you are too. How have you been? Okay, we're going to take this one out. Get a little bit of clamp down force. Not bad myself. Well, that's good. It's been a while since the group has gotten back together. We'll have to see after Easter and see what Hydra Fury's up to now that he's back in town. Okay, so this is maybe it's just how dirty it is that was causing it to wiggle around the way it was. 'Cause that's pretty crusty. That's pretty nasty. We're gonna move that IR sensor out of the way. But everything else seems mint, except for that gross dust. You're just gonna wiggle that around, pop that out, and bring this down and out. These are gonna go get a rinse. So there is a little bit of the plastic dust, some hair, and some regular dust. So we're gonna have to go and clear that out. The new toys I got for you to play around with sometime in the future is a DJI mic. It's a wire. Ooh, it is a lav mic. Excellent. Well, that'll be really good for these type of streams because I can't use my full mic setup like these ones, right? Well, I can, but they don't work. They don't. I move around too much for them to work effectively, so. So I think the wireless lav mic will be much better suited for these. 2 channels as well, 2 mics, 1 receiver, and it should work in your entire house. That's actually pretty good. So that'll be good for even like if I do interview style uh, things, and I can do it in different rooms. We don't have to be bound to this studio. I can do it in a different area. Like if we wanted to do couch side discussions, we could have the mic set up there and just have like 2 of my video cameras on tripods or whatever filming, and then feeding back to the studio computer. Oh, sounds pretty swanky, sir. It'll be interesting and nice to play around with, that's for sure. Okay, so I am just gonna go and take this to the sink right now and just go and rinse and scrub with a brush. So I will be right back. Sorry again if I miss your comments or commentaries, but I will get to them as soon as I am back from the sink. But at least with the wirelessness, you can come and listen to the watery goodness of the sink. scrub that out with some soapage. Soapy water, baby. Okay, that's got a nice rinse to it. Put some soap in this bowl here and clean that up. Clean up all these decoder wheels. Get all the dust off of that. Add a little bit of water to that. Okay, this one's next. Whoa, that's hot. I mean, hot water is good, but I gotta get this done quickly here. Don't want to use more water than I have to. That's that, and then this last piece here. Beauteous. Now I can come back to the El Computer room, or to the studio, if you will. Okay, wipe that down, and come and see who's trying to chat at me while I'm not there. Okay, pull this out too. I'm gonna bring a cloth so I can dry these. Now that I have clean parts and clean hands, I can eat more pizza too. Get them all nice and greased up. All right, back again. No new chatter. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna throw that down, throw these down. Muchos nicer. Like even the bowl doesn't look like there's any damage to it, so it might have just been the dust causing those input issues. There's a couple of marks on the inside here. I don't know if you can see the discoloration. I'm reading work documents, so not much time to chat. That's fine. Having me on in the background, if it helps you, then that's good. We do love a good lurker. Okay, this is actually a really good bowl too, so we're gonna hang on to that for sure. Just need to get this decoder ring to pop out, or decoder wheel. Without snapping anything. Generally easier said than done. There you go. Set that down there because that needs to be cleaned a little bit more. And then that one came out really easily. Okay, so this is very good. We're going to put that over there. Actually, we should blow that out with a little bit of air. And then we'll put that up there. All right. More pizza. Okay, and these wheels are identical, so we don't need to worry about mixing and matching them. We've got our toothpicks to administer the lube precisely. There's like the teeniest bit of wear on here. But I think with the cleaning and the lube, that should help. And like I said, that one that I got in Osaka, I want to see. Yeah, here you can see a little bit has ground. So that might have been what was giving us one of those readings. I mean, like, this stick overall was really good. We were only a few points off. Let's see what we're at. We had two, oh no, that was the purple. We had an 85, 84, and 85 is OEM quality. But then we did run into the left and right, which was the 82 and 81. So, okay, that and then this one. And a little bit of scarring on the gate here, but like I said, not a whole lot. So this wasn't used. This controller was not used a whole bunch. Okay, that's the metal. This is the other one that we want to take apart. So this is that Gachapon one that I got from Osaka. It's got a very good stick in it. I'm curious if we can reuse the gates out of it. And that was why I wanted to get one of these from that vending machine. And I am very grateful that I got one first try. Where are my thick bits? There we go, JS1. So I'm almost certain that these are used in the Japanese screw variant, which have a shallower dip in it. Oh yeah. So that'll go over on this side. Nice and easy. Okay. So there's the little grip holder. There's the new box. And like I said, this one, I think this one mimics the, or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they had to do that so that, where's my little screwdriver? Does that fit in there? That's a 3-point. That's the 4-point. Oh, I don't have to switch a bit. You just pull this out. Okay, so this box must be just for this, because I did take apart the online version and it uses potentiometers. It was designed a little bit different. But looking at this, oh yeah, okay. So this one was set up. So it has the little gears here to rock back and forth there, but you can see here that'll slot right into a potentiometer, and then the potentiometers clip right onto the sides here. So that's what those little additions are. But from what I'm seeing, we might be able to use these. Maybe? Maybe. Because this will just hang off the side. Well, if it fits, we're going to use these. Okay, so first step, we need to Wonder if this fits in here. So this will go this way. Not quite. Okay, so that's fine. But I am curious about those arms. Get some toothpicks, get some super lube. Put a little super lube down here. And there we go. That should be quite a bit for what we're trying to do. All right. Nothing crazy going on in the chat verse, so we are okay. Let's grab a little bit of the super lube, just a tickle. I'm just going to put a little bit on these gears here. Don't want a whole lot on there because we don't want it to attract a whole bunch of dust and gum up. We just want it to protect itself from wearing out. Okay, so from above looks like the best way to go about it. And this plastic is not as malleable as the other. So maybe we go in like this on an angle. Just need to get that one in its hole to give me a little bit more room to work with here. Or the front in the hole. Okay, front in the hole seem to work really well. Okay, that's in there. It's nice and tight. It's going to roll and do its thing. We'll wipe that up. Okay. That's actually nice and snug, so let's get this guy greased a little. Grab a little bit of this super lube. Put a little bit on there. We'll worry about those teeth after, because I think the sweeper is going to do a fine job on that. Grab some of that. Go around, bring it around town. Okay, got that there. And we're going to pop this one in similar style. Angle it down. Push it in and out and in. There we go. That went in nice and easy. Nice and snug. Good. Okay. Now this goes like not, nope, that's not the right one. Where's the right one? It was here. Where did it go? These ones are flat. Oh, there it is. It's in here. Okay, so this sits like this. And this sits like this. So I'm assuming this is going to want to go like this. Well, and she fits, so we're going to lube her up and get her in there. I should go and get. Do I have a cotton swab in here that I can lube up the metal bowl? Because as Tito recommended, just a little bit'll do ya. You don't need a whole lot. Okay, I'll go and grab one of those. Spoon up a wee bit of that and give this a nice good coating. I'm going to give it a little bit more. That's a nice smearing right there. So now to prep this part, we're going to put a little bit of the super lube on these two buckets here. Okay, where these sit. And I'm going to put a little bit on the shaft, the underside of the shaft. Nothing like lubing up my my shaft's underside in the morning. And I'm going to put a little bit on the teeth. Just a little bit. Nice toothy situation here. Okay. And I kind of want to put some on this inner surface where that stick is going to be riding. Because all in here, that plastic of that stick's going to be moving this way and then pushing on it as you rotate it to swing those actuators. So I think it's important to have this surface nice and lubed up because you saw that it was wearing out on the other one. So we got a little bit of that super lube on all of those. Okay. All right, and it's a rotating. Get rotated, idiot. Okay, now this one. And this stick. This is our stick that we want. So for this one, we're going to lube up that inner channel just the same. The teeth and that bucket that sits in. So lube up your under shaft. And your teeth. And then the buckets. Give the buckets just a little bit there. There. Now this should be able to sit like that right on top and rotate that freely. Okay. So now when this goes in, it'll go in like this. We gotta pop this up just a little bit. Get in there. There you go. And then twist. Hello, sir? Uh-huh. Not happy about that. Now is it? So then if that's not happy, then this goes this way. And this goes this way. Perhaps. Mayhaps. Why is this so backwards? What happened here? Oh, these are in a different spot. Okay, so I can't use these, but I can use this stick. Well, okay. So that's unfortunate. Because, yeah, the new pivot point is here, whereas on the other one, they're further apart. So those pieces aren't going to work. That's why it wasn't making much sense. This piece going here goes back and forth, and we get full travel on that. And this piece on top, going back and forth, we get full travel on that. Imagine that when you use the right fucking configuration. Okay, so these are probably still better than the other ones that I have. I have some real bad ones that are completely chewed up. So this, I'm just going to lube them, and we're going to put those together and see how that improves, if it does. Nope, I need that for chat. Where's my chat? There's my chat. Put this over here. Man, you can get some real good control with that little nozzle on the tube there. Probably because this stuff's pretty thick, pretty viscous stuff. Brush that into all these teeth here. Get this nice and lubed up on the sides here. So that helps reduce wearing down there. Man, the amount of yeah, this one goes like this because the other one needs to lock in. The amount of small little plastic parts that I didn't realize. I was like, when I first opened these up, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. The main focus was the bowl and the stick. But now looking at it, it's like each one of these pieces are essentially an equal weak point. Like where it can wear here, where it can wear in the between, but mainly because I've seen it wear out that part specifically. Well, and even here you can see some of the plastic marks on it. So a, a good design in the aspect of what it does, but in the materials used for it, not the best. I guess that's what they call an ingenious design, strangleholded by profit margins. Because really, it took a long enough time for it to become a problem, and people, regular people, didn't notice right away. It's only the extreme sports, but much like anything, I guess if you're building a race car, you're going to use different materials and different things and spend more money than a manufacturer. Okay, so we got that. Put this in here. That sits in like that. There you go. So now that's in there. Okay, we're going to take this and this, put this in here, grab our stick, put it through, and we should lube up this pivot point. This point and this point gets a little bit too. We'll spread it all around. Get all that lube on them. I'm gonna rub a little bit around there. Where's that lip? That lip needs to go, the notch needs to go towards the screw, apparently, from what I've seen and read. That goes like that. This goes on like this and pivots around back, like so. That piece is there, that piece is there, that piece is there, like so. That way, when this sandwiches together, that goes in there, and that clips in there. That's pretty tight. It's a little bit more loose than the other, but it doesn't wiggle on its own. So we'll see how well that does. We need to install this. At least it's clean and lubed now. And it's got that metal base, so. So it was a combination of things. We were able to use a few parts from the Nintendo Japan, what the hell is that thing? Gachapon part dispenser, keychain dispenser, namely the stick and namely the stick. So what I originally thought, because you can use this spring, but it's a little bit thinner than the original. Okay, I do want to put a little bit of goo in here. So this one's got that solid fill where all the original OG ones had that in there. This is actually a pretty good stick. Like I don't see any real wear on here, so we're going to uh, we're going to lube it up and put it in that keychain just for safekeeping. I'm going to put a little bit of super lube in here just to reduce some of the wear on that. And this will get worn out and wiped out in no time. I mean, it feels nice and stable with the metal bowl under there, but once we get it hooked up, then we can run an actual test on it. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. That's a very important piece to be in the thing. I knew I was missing something. I was like, that can't be all that's in there. It feels too good, too quick, too easy. That's okay. Should be relatively easy to pop that back in. So we'll just remove this screw. Pop that there. Pull these back. Wait, no, push this down. Pull that up and that up. Okay. Now that that's like that, now we can drop in our decoders. Okay, it feels like we're in the right spot. Nothing's jamming up. Now we can re-screw it in. Love my job so much, I'm gonna do it twice, baby. There you go. Got that back thread to drop in. Squeeze and pinch. Get that pulled right in there, nice and snug. Okay. Bootyful. Okay. Now, I want to clean up this keychain, these keychain parts. So where are those? This, where's the bottom? This is actually pretty good itself, so you know what? I'm gonna keep this in the Rocket Gaming case because that's pretty good. That's a pretty nice one. It's not all gouged up like my purple one. This one's nice and happy in there. So we're going to plunk these down. And those are in the wrong spot from what they were normally in. Where the hell is the little bottom piece for that? It's not that one. That's for the actual controller. Where'd I put it? Yeah, and this doesn't taper like the other one. So yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't reuse that. I think this just screwed to that, so there is no bottom. That would also explain why it's so, yeah. That's what it also explain why I felt like I was going backwards with the other one, because this one is in the exact opposite corner to the orig. So, in my mind, when I first wanted to get this, it was mainly for a replacement stick. Just the stick part. Like just this. Because those are hard to come by on their own in good quality. And the metal ones are expensive, like very expensive, and hard to get. And that just sat like this in here. Yep, that's how that sat. Okay, cool. But this stick is a good stick, so we're gonna save on that. I'm gonna keep that locked away in here. It's a little bit looser than this one was in here, but still good quality stick we can utilize in the future if or when that one starts to wear down. But who knows? By then we might have the actual metal stick from Renaissance, or uh, I was actually playing with the idea in my head of getting one of the inserts, drilling out the center of a plastic stick, and putting in like a threaded insert that you can have that Teflon bead inserted through. That way, that then becomes uh, adjustable and somewhat replaceable. But I don't know. Now I'm seeing these parts and the parts along the plastic wipers, how those bite into each other. Metal stick might be still the better option, so there's less plastic on plastic wear. And with the lube, I'm hoping with all the lube that I put in along those pieces, it should glide nice and easy now. Okay, so there's not a whole bunch of lube in there, so I don't want to damage that any more than necessary. So that's going to stay as replacement stick part for when this one gets done. But now that the metal bowl is in there, I'm going to go and get this scrubbed up in the sink. A little bit of water. Same with the upper portion. What was that little piece? There's this little blue piece that broke off of somewhere, but I don't know exactly where. And it might not be that important. It might actually be just that little corner right there. But anyways, I'm going to go and scrub this up so that it's clean before I put it back together. And then this is going to go back together and we'll go over to the test suite and give her a test. Okay, so I will see you in a moment. I have the big scrubby in here, I think. Yes, I do. Plug up the sink a little. Not that we're going to lose anything. We can save on some of this water. This might even need to be retro braided, this clear, because it's got like a weird yellow, and I don't know if that's the plastic oxidizing cigarette smoke or what, but it's not really coming out in the water. The blue looks fantastic though. The teal looks quite good. So it leads me to believe that it's more oxidation opposed to coating. Like in the case of tobacco smoke or something. So it could be UV too on the clear, which that'll just be a peroxide paste situation and a UV light that I can try on that. Because it's really more yellowed on the back by where the expansion slot goes in. But that'll be for another day because I haven't really ever experimented with that UV restoration stuff yet. Retro bright. There. Drain that, rinse these. We'll go back and dry them up. I also got to check the time because I might need to go and run and take care of something for like 5 minutes here. Yes, I do. So I'm going to do that before we put this back together. I'm going to put us on BRB and we will be right back. I will see you shortly. I was trying to figure out where my buttons were, but we are back. And it looks like we got in just as the ads stopped rolling. So, all right, back over to the table. We'll blast out this water. I think we'll have an easier time of wiping the whites, the clear side of this controller, because all of all these little pegs and stuff are just getting in the way. Oof, that Dustin can is nice and cold. YouTube Premium, what ads? Oh, the ads were more for the Twitch side of things, because I can run ad breaks when I go into BRB, so that it stops any of the pre-roll ads and uh, and then we have a longer session of videoing before another ad break runs, because I think they're set for like I think they're supposed to be set for every 30 or 45 minutes with the way I have it going to minimize how many ads are run, but also uh, coincide with what Twitch recommends. So that's why usually when I start the stream, it's usually 5 or 10 minutes before I actually start the stream, so that I can run ads there and we don't have those pre-roll ads. Because I every time I go into a streamer and then I just get in there to see what's going on and an ad runs, I kind of ruins the experience. So I'm trying to make it so the ads don't run as soon as you come in, and they're on somewhat of a schedule. But I honestly don't know how well that system on Twitch actually works, because it doesn't. My expectations are not lining up with what I've been seeing, but I also haven't sat down long enough to put everything together and be like, oh, unequivocally, this is not working the way you said. So, I just want to make funny videos and have good time and do cool shit on camera. That's what I want. And I think some people agree with that. Some people don't, but whatever. Frick those people. Okay. Slap this in. Oh, there's the knobby. There we go. B button. Is B button on top or on the bottom? B button's on top, so B button up here. A button. Yeah, so the A button has a little bit of scuffing on it. So maybe they played some Mario. B button not so much, and the C buttons have like nothing on them. Okay, is that this one? Nope. Is it the top one? Yes. Yes. Okay. This one is... Nope, not that. How about this one? Nope, How about this one? There ain't no brakes on the fuck train. This could use a little bit of a wipey wipe, brushy brush. Same with this, could use a little brushy. Put that in there. Start button. You know what? We'll give them all a little brushy brush. Okay. Nice and snug. And we'll go ahead and put this in. Snug. And one more. Come on, get off of there. Oh, there you go. Took audio and video engineering in high school. Now I need to reference those untouched skills again. What do you need to reference those untouched skills again? To what end, my man? To what end? Are you going to start doing your own streams? I know when I was doing electronic engineering in trade school, they were going alongside the broadcast students were alongside with us because there was a little bit of overlap in the early semesters. Okay, so we got that. There's the board. I'll just give her a quick little brush, even though this doesn't really need it. This could use a little brush though. Okay, fine. We'll do it down here. I like that they did a cutaway for the little wire solder points on these membranes. That's some forethought thought. Instead of just like, cram it in there, it'll be fine. My workplace is setting up the annual meets, and a venue is likely not to have all the equipment we need. Hence, excuse for the new toys. That's fair, but at least you have an excuse for new toys. But yeah, if you're doing a big old event, then yeah, I guess that's some of those skills you don't really use every day, that's for sure. But it's good that you have those skills so that you can rely on them. Rely on your training. What training? Okay. The C buttons are all good. A and B, everything's upright. So now C, feed this into its little holders. Feed this around town. Bring it around town. That'll go like this. Into there, down in here. And in between those two and around. Okay. My nose. It betrayed me. I like the new toys personally, but never had an excuse to get them before. Well, that's where you were able to pounce with, oh, well, we can do that. This'll be fine. Let me buy these. We need this, this, and this. And that'll push right in and latch. Why aren't you latching? There you are. Okay, latched. That's good the where that is. This can come around and go like so. Get pinched right on in there. Socketed. Okay. So, because we're using the original gate, we don't have those finer adjustments that the Rocket Gaming or Renaissance kit comes with. But those were sold out along with the sticks. So can't really complain. I was able to get the bowl, so I jumped on the ability to be able to get the bowl, and I figured I'd get the stick and the other stuff later as they come available. But ultimately, the stick is stupid expensive. So, right is over here? Yes, it is. Come on. Why are my fat fingers not doing what I'm telling them to do? There we go. Now they cooperate. Okay. Right, this is like never open. This is super tight. There we go. And then, hello? Not feeling, there we go. Okay. I wasn't feeling the screw drop. that should be enough screws to test it, and then we can put in the rest. So let's plug this in and head over here. Okay. Where is Simple 64? We'll just go through these tests here. Round 4. I mean, it feels nice and tight and snappy. Let's see what it says after we're done. Oh, we are almost perfect just by doing that. That is awesome. Okay, so even just doing the bowl is enough. Well, the bowl and a brand new plastic stick because we did do the plastic stick from the Osaka Gachapon Nintendo Store N64 stick. So that's pretty dope. Okay, I like those results. Those results are awesome. One away from perfect. It's interesting that it's only in the down and right positions. Up and left are fine. You would think that it would be like up and down would be off by a point together, or left and right would be off by a point together. But that's real tight. So, yeah, Lubin and whatever. So, metal bowl. Osaka stick. We are 85 up, 84 down, 85 left, and 84 right. And then with this, now it's just a matter of um, I'm just gonna have to use it and play with it for a month or two and see if it deviates at all. We'll put down today's date. What is it? 3. I'll have to make a notepad or a document on the computer of this stuff so that it's easy to search, doesn't get lost, and can be updated in the future when we do the next test. So this is March 30th, 2026. Okay. And then if we go over OEM ideal, we're at 67, 69, 65, and 68 for our corners. and 70s are what we want, but that's real close. So it'll be interesting once we're able to get a metal stick and go from there. So that's pretty good though. Just having those few improvements and how it feels nice and tight and just glides around. Like I said, we're just gonna have to use it a little bit and see how it wears and what changes. But yeah, we're right within there, so it's nice and happy. I guess that one down right's a little bit low, but honestly, it's not that bad. It feels pretty good. So, okay, now we got to see what we're gonna do next. If we're gonna play some whatchamacallit to test. Um, Here, hang on. I want to make the notepad document here. We're gonna go files. What do we got? We're gonna go into here. Gonna go new folder. N64 metal stick tests. And then this will be new text document. Project Renaissance. Renaissance. How do you spell Renaissance? Renaissance. Copy that over. Metal Bull Osaka stick. Results. Okay. Let's go purple controller. Tests. And that is teal is up here, purple's there. So yeah, to go from an 82 up to an 85 and go from an 81 to an 84, that's real good. I'd say that's pretty damn good. So okay, so purple controller tests were 85 up, 84 down, 85 left, and 80 right. Which I'm still very surprised at. And it is interesting. Teal/clear. It is interesting that right was the weakest on both controllers. And this is 85 up. And it must just be the way your thumb puts pressure on it to go up versus I think you push down and to the right more than even when you're going left, you're almost pulling up with your thumb. You're pushing down with your thumb to go right. Up, you're just kind of lifting up. And then I guess down, it's somewhere in between. So really the way your thumb pushes on the stick to the right must just really be putting pressure on that stick downward and to the left of that bowl. So as you're doing that, it's just grinding in more than it is this way, or up or down. I mean, left has a little bit, but especially on the purple. Because left and right, okay, that makes sense, but up and down, I would have expected up to have a very large thing because you're usually going up to go forward. So, I don't know. But then I guess if you're playing Mario Kart, it's all left and right movement. Huh. Stuff to think about. 84 down. 82 left. And 81 right. Okay, and then Osaka, stick, and metal bowl. $85 up, 84 down, 85 left, and 84 right. And this is at the date of today, which is 3/30, 2026. So that we can do a test in the future after some use. So we'll save that, close that down. Okay, so I think what we're going to do next is we're going to switch up the streams to, I think we're just going to play a Zelda randomizer. But I think for Top Tier Projects channel, we're going to end this stream here because we've done the work, we've got the results, and that'll get posted live anyways on Top Tier Projects so other people can watch. Oh, hey, JFix, how are you? Sorry if I missed your message when it came in. I just noticed it now. So, how are you doing, sir? We just finished the installation of the Renaissance metal bowl in this N64 controller and a new stick from the Nintendo of Osaka Gachapon machine. And the results are pretty great. We are almost right in line with what we'd want to see with a brand new OEM controller. So that test and repair is pretty good. So I was just going to end the stream on top tier projects on YouTube. And then we're going to be changing up the streams on top tier VG and Twitch and YouTube channels to test out and just play around with the new stick install on a Zelda randomizer. So if you care to hang out and chill in stream, by all means, come over to one of the other channels. But the Top Tier Projects channel will be going dark after this one. So, but either way, it's good to see you, and I'm glad you've joined us, even if it was right for the end. If you are interested in all that we did, the VOD should be live after we are done. So, thanks again for stopping by. But I am going to end the project stream now. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll go from there. So hopefully we'll see you over on the Top Tier VG channel as we get set up for the other streams. So let's go over to face cam, side face cam while I do that. So let's stop projects. So let's do that. Wait, why is... Oh, I'm no longer live there. There we go. I was like, why is the feed so far behind? Okay, let's stop that. All right, everybody from projects, we will chat with you next time.